I'm not a Gryffindor, okay? I'm just a nerd, and I like to wear the geek culture novelty t-shirts, so that's the reason for this. Anyways, you know what's fun? Hot takes about totally non-controversial topics. So, I figured we'd give that a shot because, the video about J.K. Rowling was, not divisive at all. Welcome back, everybody. In 2018, I was browsing film Twitter, as I often do, when I came across a tweet that asked for your most controversial Harry Potter opinions. Opinions that you would absolutely die on a hill for. So I figured I would share my thoughts, and apparently those thoughts were not okay with 80% of Harry Potter Twitter, as I was getting angry replies, at the very least, still 4 days after the fact that I tweeted these things. So I figured, why not share these opinions with YouTube? Maybe you guys want to tell me how wrong I am too. Let's just get right to it. I'm going to start rattling them off. So, number 1, Snape is a hero. Yes, he harassed and abused his students, especially Harry, but let's not pretend that James Potter was some chivalrous and noble man. He was not. He was a bully. I'm not trying to justify Snape's actions, but what I am saying is that over the course of the Harry Potter series and his entire character arc, Snape was in fact a hero. He made the ultimate sacrifice, and he was ultimately on Dumbledore's side. And anybody who is on Dumbledore's side is okay with me because Dumbledore is my favorite character in the series. Number 2, Kreacher is better than Dobby. That is just a simple fact. This one I don't need to argue very much. Kreacher is more interesting. His backstory is tragic and compelling, and quite frankly, he was more helpful to Harry than Dobby could ever hope to be. Dobby is just annoying. I don't know what to say. Number 3, Harry should have ended up with Hermione. This is a given. Hermione and Ron had no chemistry whatsoever. They hated each other. They were constantly at each other's necks. Ron is completely irrelevant. The guy is useless. He serves no purpose whatsoever to the narrative other than to be a puppy dog following Harry around. And also, Harry and Ginny had terrible chemistry. It made no sense for them to end up together. I understand that Rowling wanted everybody to be a family in the end, but seriously, what a terrible, terrible relationship. It made no sense. That leads me into my next point, number 4. Ron should have died in Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. I'm sorry, but he should have. Again, he's useless, adds nothing, he's not helpful. Harry and Hermione were much more productive in Deathly Hallows without Ron than they were with him. Ron should have died because it would have added more personal stakes to Deathly Hallows. Yes, I know the stakes were already high in that book, but it would have given Harry a more personal reason to want to defeat Voldemort and the Death Eaters. I know people are going to hate that one, but that's just how I feel. Number 5, Barty Crouch Jr. was the best defense against the dark arts professor the students had. Yes, I know Remus Lupin exists. I love him. In fact, I love him probably more than you do. But Barty Crouch Jr. was the best defense against the dark arts professor they had, and it's not even close. He was practical, but he was also conceptual. He taught his students in a way that encouraged student participation, but he also taught them what it's like to experience these things firsthand. Ron said, yes, he's mad, but he's really been there. If you go back and read the book, Goblet of Fire, several students come out of his lessons absolutely blown away. They can't believe how much they're learning because they're just not used to it. It also goes without saying, but Barty Crouch Jr. taught Harry how to defend himself against the Imperius Curse, which ended up helping Harry in the graveyard fight against Voldemort at the end of the book. So even though he was there to set Harry up, Barty Crouch Jr. actually helped Harry in the end. I'm a big subscriber of constructivism. I think that if you want to learn something, you need to do it yourself. You need to experience it and grow. And Barty Crouch Jr. is the embodiment of that. And that is why I believe he is the best defense against the dark arts professor the kids ever had, and it's not even close. And lastly, at number 6, we have I don't consider this to be a hot take. I don't even think this is controversial at all. Voldemort is not a good villain. I'm sorry, but he's not. Everybody says he's iconic, like Darth Vader and the Joker. No, he's not! The dude is so two-dimensional, and that's me being generous. He's afraid of being normal. Oh God. And he's afraid of dying. Oh God. So you make little MacGuffins that prevent you from dying. Wow, what an interesting guy. Voldemort is not interesting in the slightest. Again, me being generous, he's two-dimensional. At worst, Voldemort is a mediocre Scooby-Doo villain. His entire plan to take over the wizarding world was foiled by a group of teenagers. Come on, dude. You couldn't kill a baby, you couldn't kill that 11-year-old, and you definitely couldn't kill that teenager. You are no Dark Lord. You are Michael Jackson in the wizarding world. I'm sorry. Gellert Grindelwald, now there's a villain. At least in terms of how he's written in the books. In the films, that remains to be seen because, the films haven't been good. But Voldemort is not a good villain. I'm sorry, but he's just not. He's not. He's not interesting. Nothing about Voldemort makes me scared of him. Why should I be afraid of him? I don't know. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed the hottest of takes here for Harry Potter. Thank you for watching. May your heart be your guiding key. And if you want to tell me how wrong I am and how terrible these opinions are, if you want to tell me you're the real Harry Potter expert and you have all the right opinions, then go ahead and leave a comment, because you sure did for the J.K. Rowling video. So, do it again. Do it again. I hope everybody has a good day. May your heart be your guiding key. Goodbye.